Hello everyone and welcome to your severe weather update for June 23rd, 2023. This is a very active period of severe weather we're heading into, so be sure to watch our comprehensive guide on severe weather preparation, link in the description below so you know what to do when severe weather strikes your area, as numerous regions all the way from the Rocky Mountains all the way to the Appalachians are likely to get severe weather over the next few days. Let's jump right into it with what's going on currently with our weather setup. You'll notice there those severe thunderstorms in the state of Wyoming that have been tracking across the state today. Those have prompted a tornado watch that's now in place. We're going to have numerous more storms that are going to be firing up and down the state of Wyoming, all the way down through the plains as well. You can see those firing in the state of New Mexico, state of Colorado, and the state of Wyoming. We also have a long-lived system that's moved through Oklahoma today, bringing destructive 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts to Oklahoma City earlier today. We also have flooding concerns in the states of Montana, Florida, and Georgia, with a moderate risk of excessive rainfall up there where those yellow hatched polygons are up in Montana. That is indicative of a moderate risk of flash flooding up there. That's nearly the area that the Weather Prediction Centers pointed out today. Well, let's talk about what's going on in the plains. We'll talk about all the different geographical regions as we move through, but in the plains today, there's an enhanced risk, level 3 of 5, of severe storms. Those storms are already ongoing within both risk areas, and storms are going to begin in coverage and intensity to increase around sunset. So level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk up there in places like Wyoming, Nebraska, as well as South Dakota, with our slight risk, our second region of severe weather, being a possibility all the way from western Kansas and then trekking through the Red River there around Wichita Falls. The northern and southern severe risks will persist well into the overnight hours tonight, with numerous storms likely to be particularly intense. Wind gusts of over 80 miles per hour are possible, giant hail in excess of 3 inches in diameter is possible, and even a couple of tornadoes are a real possibility, with the biggest emphasis on all of these hazards, of course, being in the northern risk, where that enhanced risk is. However, these hazards cannot be ruled out within our slight risk. Let's talk about it more now as we head into the probabilities, but before we do that, make sure you have multiple ways to get weather alerts heading into the overnight hours, as overnight severe weather tends to be a big killer as people are not prepared for that, especially with tornadoes. Let's jump into those probabilities now. You'll notice there that we do have that enhanced risk for damaging winds today, stretching all the way from Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, all the way across into places like Minnesota and Iowa. That hatched region being where wind gusts of over 80 miles per hour are possible, and we'll also notice there that red region, that's our enhanced risk, yellow region slight risk, brown region marginal risk. As we head south there, south of Amarillo, Texas there, and west of Wichita Falls, we have a small region where 80 mile per hour wind gusts or greater are also possible within that slight risk. Let's get into the hail risk now, a level 3 out of 5 there. That is in Wyoming, South Dakota, as well as Nebraska. We talked about that before. That's stretching mostly along the border of the states and tracking a bit back into the state of Wyoming, but a large hail threat also across western Kansas, extreme southeastern Colorado, through the Oklahoma Panhandle, stretching well through Amarillo, Texas, heading into around the Wichita Falls region, there again west. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the hail threat. And finally, our tornado threat, level 2 out of 5 there, coinciding with our hail threat there in the states of Wyoming, South Dakota, and Nebraska, although a level 1 out of 5 does stretch all the way from Montana all the way into Texas. So a rather widespread plain severe weather event looking to unfold today. Let's take a look at some weather models now. The northern side of things, this is our northern mode that we're looking at. You can see those severe weather events as they continue to unfold across the region. In the northern side of things, they start as more individualized storms and then form into more of a line that produces those damaging wind gusts as we head into the overnight hours. Looking at the southern region here, you'll notice storms go up rather quickly as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Some of them remain more individual. Those are going to be our hail makers, and then we have more of a line of storms that forms here. That's the one that's going to be causing our slight risk all the way through the Dallas-Fort Worth area today as we continue to see damaging wind gusts be a concern. Let's talk about the upper Midwest now. This is happening tomorrow on Saturday. Slight risk of severe weather, stretching all the way from around Des Moines all the way to around Columbia and St. Louis there. So numerous areas, Springfield, Illinois, also within that risk. But severe storms will be ongoing throughout the whole day within the risk region, including right in the morning hours at the beginning of this forecast period. However, the strongest storms are not expected to pick up until the afternoon and perhaps even evening hours. These storms will be capable of wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, large hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter, and perhaps even a couple of tornadoes. Have multiple ways to get weather alerts throughout the day tomorrow into tomorrow evening, as again, overnight tornadoes are a possibility with this. And finally, an upgrade to this risk is possible as we head into tomorrow. I would not be shocked to see an enhanced risk somewhere within here as we head into tomorrow. Let's talk about the probabilistic outlooks now. This is the hail risk. That does include Des Moines, Iowa. That includes extreme south-central Minnesota. It also includes north-central and northeastern Missouri there. Does not include Kansas City, though, for that 2-inch diameter or greater hail risk. However, they are in a slight risk for large hail. St. Louis just outside of the damaging hail risk, the slight risk. They're in a marginal risk there. Columbia, Missouri, within a slight risk. Springfield, Illinois, also getting out of the slight risk for hail in a marginal risk there, so isolated coverage expected. The wind risk is a bit more widespread, but there's no hatched region for wind. That's good news. So 80 mile per hour or greater wind gusts, not looking to be on the cards for tomorrow, at least in widespread fashion. But that includes Des Moines, Iowa. That includes Springfield, Illinois, Columbia, Missouri, Jefferson City, Missouri, areas like that. Numerous areas within that wind risk. You'll also notice two marginal risks, one there down near New Orleans and one heading into central Texas as well. So numerous areas in for some severe thunderstorms tomorrow on the wind side of things, and then a focused corridor of tornado risk, including Des Moines, Iowa tomorrow as well. That's a level 2 out of 5, so perhaps a tornado or two there. Very isolated and small chance of a tornado outside of that in our level 1 out of 5. Let's jump into the weather models. There's that line of storms we were talking about that'd be ongoing in the morning, and then as we head into the late morning and afternoon hours, you'll see renewed development of severe thunderstorms that forms across Iowa, and that slowly begins to move southward with time, really beginning to fire off and hammer places like Springfield, Illinois, before storms fire in Missouri as well and move through there. So that's what we're looking at in terms of weather models and what it looks like for tomorrow. Let's take a look now at Sunday. This is for the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi valleys, a 2 out of 5 risk. That's a slight risk currently in place. The remnants of strong storms from the previous day on Saturday will move through the region on Sunday morning, and even though it's going to be calm throughout the day after that, you cannot let your guard down as renewed development will occur in the evening hours of the day. Damaging wind gusts greater than 60 miles per hour, large hail greater than 2 inches in diameter, and perhaps even a tornado or two will be possible across this region on Sunday. Keep your guard up throughout the whole day Sunday if in the risk area, and be sure to have multiple ways to get weather alerts overnight, as it could be a dangerous situation yet again with damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. Here's the risk area. You'll notice that hatched region there. This is just overall probabilities. If in the hatched region, that includes places like Paducah, Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, areas like that. Also very close to Nashville, not quite there. If you're within that hatched region, that's really where I think I'd suspect our possibility of the largest hail is going to be. When it comes to the area outside of that, our yellow region, that's our slight risk, so scattered coverage of severe storms with isolated severe storms and our marginal risk. That includes Little Rock, Arkansas, Huntsville, Alabama. As we move north, that also includes central Ohio, areas like that as well. And finally, let's take a look at what's going on in the Mid-Atlantic, a level 2 out of 5 risk there that stretches all the way from northern South Carolina through central North Carolina into central and eastern West Virginia, and even hitting into southern Maryland there, with Washington, D.C. just getting out of a risk for now. Strong to severe storms will be possible in the Mid-Atlantic on Monday, although we don't know much more than this at this time in terms of timing or primary threats, so more details will become apparent in the future, but I'd suspect damaging winds and large hail would be the main threats. However, again, things could change as we do head closer to this, and we will have updates for you as that does happen. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, an active period of severe weather is ahead for much of the nation, stretching all the way from the Rockies to the Appalachians, as I said at the beginning of the video. So if you like this video, you can hit the like button down below. You can subscribe to the channel to tell us we're doing something right. You can join our Discord community, link in the description, to chat with myself and the rest of the Advective Weather team. And on top of that, you can also support us by, within the Discord server, bumping us at /bump in our bump channel to make sure that more people reach this content. Be sure to give it a share as well if you know anyone that's within these risk areas, and we hope to see you later today for our content on tropical storms Brett and Cindy. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.